This is a Manta Sports Media presentation of 16th Region Baseball Action. Happy Tuesday to you. It's a nice and beautiful warm day out here at West Carter High School, and we're going to be coming to you live here today to bring you the 62nd district action here this afternoon. This is Jeff the Mantis Irwin doing your play-by-play stats and a little bit of everything else here today. And we're coming to you live here on Facebook to bring you back in. We are back in on baseball season once again. Yes, we've had a little bit of a hiatus, about a little bit over 2 weeks with COVID cancelizations and due to COVID policy. But we are back here on the diamond here at West Carter High School. And West Carter, of course, had a very short season so far. Only 3 games on the books, and they are currently 1-2, on the season so far this year. And so, as we mentioned, we have hopefully a good 62nd district matchup because we do have the West Carter Comets 1-2 on the season coming in off of their COVID protocol, and they're going to be taking on the Elliott County Lions, currently 2-9 on the season. And this is a 62nd district matchup here this afternoon as this is a seeding game to determine positioning for the 62nd district tournament. Of course, as we mentioned, West Carter just coming off of a COVID season or a COVID protocol in which their last game that they had played was against Bath County that we had live here on Manta Sports Media all the way back at the beginning of April, on April 5th. And the West Carter Comets dropped that one to the Wildcats 17-6. And then they were set to play the next day at Ashland Paul Blazer against the Tomcats. But however, they were called in. One of the players or coaches or somebody had a situation in which they were in contact with somebody, and that kind of put them out there. And then they were supposed to, they only had about a week off, and then they extended that out a little bit further until today's date. Of course, West Carter was supposed to play Elliott County at Elliott yesterday, but that one was canceled due to COVID situation as well. And so we are here today and bringing you this game. Of course, should be an interesting one. Of course, Elliott County struggling a little bit this year, only 2-9 on the season so far. Their wins coming against Tulsa from Fort Gay, West Virginia, and also Lee County. In which they beat Tulsa 12-7, and that was at Elliott County, and then they defeated Lee County 16-0, and that was at Elliott County as well. Of course, Elliott County had a little bit of cancelizations themselves, a little bit from the 19th until yesterday. So both of these teams coming off of a little bit of a break due to COVID policy. And we're looking forward, maybe a little bit rust out there today, but we'll hopefully get them all shaken off and everything else as we get ready for some good baseball action here today. We'll take a look at the starting lineup here for West Carter to begin things off, and then hopefully we'll get the lineup here for Elliott County here momentarily. But our starting lineup here today, of course, batting in the number 1 spot is going to be Sam Jones, and he's going to be at catcher. And then number 2, Caleb Lambert. He's going to be at first base. Trevor Callahan, he's 1-0 on the season, will be pitching today and currently has a ERA of 0.00, has not allowed any earned runs or any runs whatsoever while on the mound this year for the Comets. And so he'll be the starting pitcher here today. Noah Hicks will be at second base. Cade Carter will be out in center field batting 5th. Dylan Rowe will be batting 6th at third base. Hunter Sammons will be out in left field batting 7th, and Caden Wilson will be in right field batting 8th, and Corey Hedge will be at the shortstop, and he will be batting 9th on the lineup here today. And so taking a look, as we said, as far as the pitching situation, of course, a couple of Comets in some pretty good positions. Trevor Callahan had a good 5 innings against Wolfe County a little bit earlier on this season, and so he's looking hopefully for a repeat of that because during that matchup with Wolfe County, he threw 68 pitches, had 15 strikeouts, and 1 walk. Picked up the win that day, so he is 1-0 on the season, and this is his second start this year. So no earned run average for him. It's all zeros across the board, and he's looking to keep it that way here today. Of course, the Comets trying to go through several of their different pitchers. They do have a lot that's on the lineup, and the other night when we did have broadcast the game against Bath County, Wes Carter, I believe, ended up using 6 pitchers that night, and I think altogether they've used about 10 to 11 pitchers this season. And so they're trying to find out what's going to work for them, and definitely try to figure out how to replace these seniors, especially coming in for next year. So we're going to take a little bit of a commercial break, and we'll come back here momentarily. You are watching 16th Region and 62nd District Baseball live here on Manta Sports Media. And so make sure that you do like our page and share us, and we'll be glad that you're here with us today. So we'll be back here after a word of our sponsors.
The drive-in has the food to get your day started the right way.
From delicious donuts and hot coffee to mouth-watering burgers and a cold marshmallow Coke. Made from natural and locally sourced ingredients. Be sure to keep an eye out for our food truck coming to a town near you. And don't forget that the sun is always out at Beach Buns Tanning.
With locations at Olive Hill, Grayson, Moorhead, and Mount Sterling, we have the tanning options and lotions to give you that sun-kissed look all year round. Be sure to check us out on Facebook. Beach Buns Tanning and the Drive-In are proud supporters of local high school sports.
The Criswell Law Office is located at 142 East Main Street in Grayson, Kentucky for all of your personal injury, family law, real estate transaction, bankruptcy, and estate management legal needs. Justin Criswell is ready to work for you. The Criswell Law Office is now accepting new clients for automobile accidents. Contact the Criswell Law Office at 606-474-0029 or online at www.criswell.attorney.
Since 1979, James Hardware has proudly served the community of Olive Hill to supply all of your home improvement needs. From paint to tools to hardware to lumber and plumbing supplies, James Hardware has you covered. Be sure to check out their wide selection of case knives, and they are also your authorized steel dealer. James Do It Best Hardware, 137 Scott Street, Olive Hill, Kentucky. Phone number 606-286-2692 or online at james.doitbest.com.
Have you been involved in an accident? Or are you stuck in a situation that requires legal intervention? Then it is time to lawyer up with the Hamilton Law Group. Brandon T. Hamilton will fight for you to get what you are entitled to. The Hamilton Law Group, with offices in Moorhead and Olive Hill, Kentucky, are ready to serve you. Call us at 606-764-0125 or be sure to check out our Facebook page.
To look your best on game day or on any other day, head to Stylish Stitches at 115 Mill Street in Olive Hill for all your high school, collegiate, and custom apparel needs. They are also the place for custom gifts and embroidery. And when you need to refuel, head to Henry's at 530 Tom T. Hall Boulevard. Whether it's Taco Tuesday, Fish Fry Friday, or juicy steaks and burgers any other day of the week, Henry's is there for the area's best food, drinks, and entertainment. Be sure to check us out on Facebook for specials or to order online. Stylish Stitches and Henry's are proud supporters of local high school sports.
The next time you are in Mount Sterling, take the short drive out to Cecilia's Country Market at 4100 Maysville Road for some good home cooking, one of the area's best breakfast, and daily lunch specials, all at affordable prices. Competitive gas and diesel prices, with the little items we all need every day, all in one place. Open from 8 a.m. until 7 p.m., That's Cecilia's Country Market, 4100 Maysville Road, Mount Sterling, Kentucky, right next to the world-famous Judy Drive-In.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 110,000 participants here in Kentucky who take part in high school sports.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the diamond.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great. Participate!
I'm Governor Andy Beshear. What if you had COVID-19 and didn't know it? Imagine unknowingly spreading it. No one wants that. So wear a mask. Do it for your family. Do it for our economy. Do it for your own health.
And welcome back to West Carter High School as we're still waiting here on the lineups for Elliott County. But good to hear the the outdoor mask update or mandate has been lifted. As now no longer, if you are outside, you do not need to have a mask to be outside in groups of 1,000 or less. And so if you're here in Carter County and or here in Olive Hill, stomp on out to the ballpark and support these Comets as we're looking forward hopefully to a great game here today. As we see Elliott County taking the field now to get in a little bit of infield practice here. Of course, as we mentioned, should be a very interesting game here because both of these teams have been, paused a little bit in this year with COVID, and so this is their first games coming back. All right, sorry for the little delay there, getting the lineup here, and so we'll get them typed up here real quick, but looks like starting out in center field is going to be Gavin Witt. So he'll be batting first for Elliott County, and then it's going to be Colin Massey is going to be at first base. Batting third, looks like that's going to be Nathaniel Buckner, and he's going to be playing at shortstop. Batting fourth for Elliott County is going to be the pitcher, Isaac Stevens. And so we'll see if we can try to get a few stats on him here in just a few moments. And then batting fifth is going to be McDaniel, and he's going to be at second base. Then batting six is going to be number 28, Bryson Dickerson, and he's going to be out at right field. Batting seventh for Elliott County is going to be number 32, Hunter Lyons, and he'll be behind the plate as catcher. Batting eighth is going to be number 16, Caleb McDaniels, and he'll be out in left field. And then batting ninth at third base is going to be Brandon Skaggs. And so there's your lineup here for Elliott County. And so taking a look, as we mentioned, their pitcher here today is going to be Isaac Stevens, and we'll see what he's done so far here this year. Of course, these teams definitely have a little bit of that break that's going on due to the COVID. But let's see with Isaac Stevens. Looks like he ended up closing out the game against Raceland, but only had 3 pitches during that game. Taking a look now, see when he did pitch, he also had, looks like, pitched 1 out with 3 earned runs in the game against Morristown Hamblin West, Tennessee. And so he had an ERA of 63 that day. Taking a look, and of course this was at Clinton County, Tennessee, and so they went down for a series with them. Isaac Stevens then pitched against Clinton County then, and then looked like he pitched 1 2/3 innings. Had 9 earned runs on that day and 37.8 ERA. And then so it looks like Lewis County struggling just a little bit, kind of like West Carter in the pitching department, except for West Carter does have a couple stars out there. Of course, they do have Trevor Callahan, who's going to be on the mound today, has signed and committed to Morehead State University to continue on his education and to play in the fall. And so taking a look around just a little bit more on what's going on as far as Elliott County goes. Like I said, they've had that little run down to Tennessee that was kind of shortened up just a touch, but they played 3 games down there and dropped 3 of those. They did lose to Lewis County, which that was a team that very tough team that lost to them 0-10 in 5 innings, and then lost to Wolf County. Of course, that was a team that Wes Carter ended up beating 10-0. So if we look at try to get some comparisons on there, there's one that we have. Of course, they've also taken on Morgan County in the two 62nd District ball games, and ended up dropping both of those. And so Elliott County and West Carter, of course, West Carter really kind of holding on a little bit, with the short season, because if we take a look at RPIs and everything else across the 16th region, Boyd County holding that top slot right now, 12-1 on the season, 8-0 in the region, 3-0 in the district. Holding that top slot. Of course, right underneath that is cross-county rivals East Carter, and they are 7-2 on the season. And 2-6 and 4 in the region. Of course, usually not a tie in baseball, but with COVID situation, that's where those ties come in at. So they're 6-2 in the region, 1-0 in the district. Then Round County taking out the third slot there, and they are just right behind those two. They are 12-2 on the season, and that's actually who West Carter is going to be coming up next here at home, and that's going to be in on Friday. As West Carter will be taking on the Round County Vikings here at West Carter High School for that matchup. Then taking a look right after Round County, you've got Russell, another very strong team who's, I believe they're playing tonight as well, and they are 10-3 on the season, 3-1 in the region, 1-1 in their district, and then right behind them is Raceland, 11-4 on the season, 9-2 in the region, 2-0 in the district. Then you have Greenup County, so that is a very tough district over there in the Raceland, Russell, Greenup, and Lewis County district. That's a very tough matchup over that way. Then after Greenup, you have Fairview, and then Ashland is 5-7 on the season. Fleming County is 7-7. Morgan County is 9-7. Bath County is 10-6. Lewis County 3-8. Then you got West Carter 1-2 on the season, 0-2 in the region so far with 11 ties with the COVID situation. Their lone win coming in from Wolf County, hoping to pick up their second here today. And then of course you got Menifee County 2-12 on the season, and Elliott County, who they're playing tonight, is 2-9. And then you got Rose Hill Christian at 1-7. And so I think that really if you take a look. The top positions, they're pretty locked in, but most of these teams out here have played, 13, 14, up to 15, 16 games so far. West a little bit behind on the situation, only having 3 games underneath their belt. As they mentioned, they got 11 games that passed by during that COVID time period in which, it kind of fell out, and they weren't able to play during that time period. And so hopefully, in the time period and being able to get back, they've been able to shake off that rust and be able to play some competitive ball because, especially, this is not a sport where you can just easily come in, pick up your glove, and start playing. There's a lot of specialty positions, and if you take a couple weeks off, you're going to have to try to get yourself retrained in that position. And a lot of these athletes that's out here today, too, are, multiple sport athletes. You've got, basketball, football, wrestling, soccer, you name it. A lot of these baseball athletes that we have here are also multi-sport. So, we've been seeing these athletes all season. And, they're good players and they're great athletes, but, even the athletes need to have time to acclimate themselves into the sport that they're in. So, a lot of these players, especially, we had Trevor Callahan. Would have had Jackson Bond. He's still out with his ACL. He's had surgery, doing well. Sam Jones. Taking a look, I know Corey Hedge is a basketball player. A lot of them's coming straight off of basketball and coming out onto the diamond here. And so, dealing with a different set of skill set. And then, of course, you got some people like Dylan Rowe, wrestler for West Carter. It's definitely, a different skill set coming in from wrestling into baseball as they finished up their season just right around the same time period that basketball was ending up themselves as well. And so taking a look, like I said, you've got some really good teams in this region. Boyd County, obviously, they're ones that everybody kind of looks to every year. They're the ones that everybody is, got their eyes on. They've got, some state titles underneath their belt, as well as East Carter. They're a very tough baseball squad as well. And so they're looking at trying to get things rolling for themselves here this year as well. Round County, always known for baseball as well. West Carter, not typically known as baseball a whole lot, but they've been kind of making a name for themselves over the last few years. Of course, one of the biggest names probably to come out of here was the late Ben Jordan, who went down to the University of Kentucky and was having a good career down with the Wildcats. And so but there's been some other players, and of course we're looking now at Trevor Callahan coming up and playing for Morehead State. And so hopefully getting some good momentum here for this squad. Taking a look at some batting averages for the West Carter Comets now. Of course, we are taking a look at leading the Comets in addition to pitching with a 0.00 ERA. You have Trevor Callahan is one of the best batters so far. He's batting .375 this year, as Noah Hicks is also batting .375. And so for those not too familiar with the baseball stats and everything, when we say .375, that's usually kind of out of 1,000. And so if you can imagine if they had 1,000 at-bats, they would get on base or get a hit 375 times. So kind of some basic math. Or if you go into percentages, if we say percentages, it don't sound quite as good. If you say that they get a hit 33% of the time. It sounds a little bit better if you say it's 333 or 375. But yeah, so Trevor Callahan and Noah Hicks doing a fantastic job batting in what times that they have had this year. Also, you had Sam Jones, another big player, on the basketball team coming in. He's batting .333 this year. He's having a good season so far. Corey Hedge, he's a freshman, but he's got a lot of baseball underneath his belt. He's batting .286 this year, and he's also got a 0.00 ERA. So no earned runs allowed by Hedge. Of course, taking a look as well, you've got Dylan Rowe. He's batting .200 this year. He's having a good season coming in his senior year. And then taking a look, you have Caleb Lambert batting .125, as well as Cade Carter, and then Hunter Salmons batting .111. And so generally, we see that, the bats, kind of been kind of focused in on a few players and everything. But these Comets can get some runs and can get some hits, as we've seen in that Bath County game. Pitching they struggled a little bit on pitching that day. But however, they were able to get, 5 or 6 runs in an inning. And, in high school, that's a big deal at that point in time to put that number up on the board. Of course, I believe originally the game, I think, was set for 5:30, but of course, we're getting things all ready to roll, and I'm sure that we'll probably get a 6 o'clock, or at least by 6 o'clock, get a start time out here as well, as both teams are in the dugouts getting their final instructions from the coaches and everything else, and as they get ready for the national anthem as well. So taking a look out in our Facebook land, good to see Gloria Taylor out there. Larry and Gloria, thank you for tuning in and watching here today. We'll get some baseball rolling on here soon. As we said, we've been showing some softball games and everything this year, which, it's been a little bit of a different story. Of course, the West Carter softball team definitely in a rebuilding year, and they're looking forward and making strides. It's going to take baby steps for them to, start getting some numbers up on the board, and they have been here real recently. Also good to see Shirley Irwin out there watching from Perryville, Ohio, cheering on the Comets here today. So thank you for tuning in. Make sure that you put a comment out there. We'll try to give you a shout out at some point in time here. Good to see Brandon Sexton in cheering on the Elliott County Lions. Like I said, should be a good and pretty competitive game, I would say, here today. Like I said, both teams coming in off of the COVID situation, and so it's going to be a little bit of time before they can get fully into it, because I know during that COVID situation they're not allowed to practice pitchers are, not, they can probably pitch at home or, pitch independently. But, these batters usually don't get a whole lot of time, behind the plate to see some pitches that they would be swinging. And usually that's one of those things that you have to train yourself, to get that eye and then get the feel for the speed as well. And so, it's one of those things that we're looking forward. Hopefully, these teams are ready to roll here today. Good to see Joy Atkins out there. Glad to see you out there watching with us here today. As I said, it's a beautiful day outside today. I believe it's in the 80 degrees mark. I think it has it as maybe around 84 degrees at the moment. Of course, it'll probably cool down just a little bit once that sun starts setting, but it's a beautiful day out here at West Carter High School. Of course, if you take a look at in the outfield, you got the flag. It's kind of waving in, kind of going from home plate to outfield, so that'll be good for hitters today. Sometimes crossing over a little bit, going from right to left in our generation, or first to third base. So wind, not too awful strong today, so hopefully won't play too big of a factor as well here in the game today. Now, as we were mentioning earlier, of course, the West Carter softball team has been playing several games throughout this last season, or throughout the season. And, definitely they're in a rebuilding year. They've had 12 games so far. Of course, they haven't been affected too much by the COVID, except for with the Elliott County game that we were going to broadcast on the 21st. But they're starting to pick it up a little bit. They picked up 2 runs against 62nd District opponent Morgan County, picked up 5 runs against Fairview, and then also picked up 4 runs against East Carter earlier on in the season. And, when you take a look at their numbers and everything and you say, well, this is a team that's only scored 13 runs and have allowed 239 runs this year, a lot of people might consider that, a real bad season, but it's a rebuilding year, and these, the players are getting tougher every single game, and they're getting more of a feel for their positions, because I know, especially on the softball side, And do apologize for the technical issues that we had, but we've now got a lot happening so far as looks like we're bringing in a new pitcher here. Number 15 for Elliott County comes in as Wes Carter has now 8 runs. So we'll get our scoreboard brought up to date here as we have that. They have 8 runs. And then, of course, bases are cleared at the moment. One out so far for Wes Carter, and that was the strikeout just a moment ago. And so it looks like it's going to be Carter up to bat next here for Wes Carter. Of course, he's going to have 2 balls and 1 strike as he comes to him after the pitching change here. Of course, Carter, he's got 2 and 1 count on him right now as looks like number, let's see who they're going to get out there. Number 16 is the pitcher now for Elliott County. And so that's going to be McDaniels up pitching for Elliott County, as I do apologize for the technical problems that we've had. But we're back on live again. Sometimes it seems like the internet will hold up pretty well, and then sometimes it just seems like it wants to drop out. But hopefully it'll hold on here today. So 2 balls, 1 strike here now to Carter. Nobody on. 1 out for Wes Carter here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. And that one's going to be in the dirt, ball 3. So 3-1 now here to Carter. And here's McDaniel's 2nd pitch. That's down the middle, so he's got full count here against Carter. There's the pitch, and that is going to be outside and in the dirt, ball 4. And so they may have him in a pickle here as they throw it to first, but the first baseman gets it, and he's advancing over toward third. And so we're going to get a play there, and this may be, I don't think I've seen this one before, an inside the park home run walk. So he ended up walking, not intentionally, but ends up advancing on some errors, multiple errors, but ends up reaching home plate. So we'll claim that is error on 2 to begin out with, and that's going to be bringing up Dylan Rowe up to the plate. And so that is going to be the 9th run for the Comets here. As the first pitch to him is a strike. 2nd pitch on the way. That's going to be down the dirt, ball 1. So 1-1 here to Dylan Rowe. Wes Carter taking a commanding 9-0 lead here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. And that's going to be foul tip, strike 2. So 1-2 here to Rowe. He grounded out to short in the 1st inning, but did pick up an RBI. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Dylan Rowe. McDaniels with the delivery. And that is a little bit of chin music right there, but that's going to be 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Rowe. Rowe with those quick reflexes to get out of the way because that one was going to be high and tight. There's the pitch, and that's going to be fouled up over the press box. So still 2 balls, 2 strikes here to Rowe here in the bottom of the second inning. And that's going to be high, ball 3, so full count now to Rowe. Still only 1 out, nobody on. There's the 3-2 pitch. And that's going to be called strike 3. As Rowe thought that one was inside, but ends up the umpire calling that strike 3 on the inside. So that'll be the second out for Wes Carter, and that's going to be bringing up Sammons. He's 0 for 1 today, grounded out to short in the top of the first inning. So that one's going to be low, ball 1. So this will be McDaniel's 12th pitch here in the second inning. And that's a swing up and a hit, made contact up to the second baseman. And that is going to be it for Wes Carter here in the bottom of the second. So that is going to, we'll get this on the score as Sammons ended up with the grounding out to the 4-3 play. And we'll get this here, and okay, so that's going to be 6 runs off of 1 hit and a couple errors for Elliott County. Kind of plagued them there, especially there on that inside the park walk run that we had. So our score here at the bottom of the second going into the top of the third is going to be West Carter 9, Elliott County 0. We'll be back here momentarily here on Mantis Sports Media.
The drive-in has the food to get your day started the right way. From delicious donuts and hot coffee to mouth-watering burgers and a cold marshmallow Coke, made from natural and locally sourced ingredients. Be sure to keep an eye out for our food truck coming to a town near you. And don't forget that the sun is always out at Beach Buns Tanning. With locations at Olive Hill, Grayson, Moorhead, and Mount Sterling, we have the tanning options and lotions to give you that sun-kissed look all year round. Be sure to check us out on Facebook. Beach Buns Tanning and the Drive-In are proud supporters of local high school sports.
The Criswell Law Office is located at 142 East Main Street in Grayson, Kentucky for all of your personal injury, family law, real estate transaction, bankruptcy, and estate management legal needs. Justin Criswell is ready to work for you. The Criswell Law Office is now accepting new clients for automobile accidents. Contact the Criswell Law Office at 606-474-0029 or online at www.criswell.attorney.
And we're back here at the top of the third, and here's Callahan's first pitch in, and that's going to be off the plate. So that'll be ball 1 here to McDaniels, the relief pitcher here for Elliott County. So it's going to be McDaniels, the pitcher, then Skaggs, and then Witt. So 1 ball, no strikes here to McDaniels. Callahan being very efficient with his pitches, and that's going to be high and tight, and so that'll be 2 balls, no strikes. He's only thrown 22 pitches so far, 16 of them strikes, 6 of them balls, so falling down here to the pitcher, McDaniels. And that's a good hit toward left field, and that is a great catch there by Hunter Sammons. And so that is going to be 1 away for Elliott County. Good nab there. Great hit by McDaniels, but Sammons got on his horse and was able to get to that one. And so that's going to be 1 away for Elliott County. And so that's going to be bringing up now the third baseman, Skaggs, batting 9th overall. There's the first pitch into him, and that's going to be right on the corner, paints the corner there, and that's going to be strike 1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And good looking pitch there once again, just on the right-hand side of the plate. Skaggs falling down early, 0-2 here down to Callahan. There's the pitch. And just barely missed it a little bit low, and so it's going to be 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Skaggs. So we're right here at the top of the third. And that's going to be strike 3 as he edges the corner on that one. And so Callahan picks up another strikeout here today. And so that's going to be bringing up the center fielder, Witt, batting in the number 1 spot. He's 0 for 1 today, struck out swinging earlier here to Callahan. And that's going to be right down the middle, called strike 1. And it's going to be just a bit outside, so low and outside now. 1-1's the count here to Witt. There's the 1-1 pitch, right down the middle, strike 2. So we can definitely see why this young man and Trevor Callahan got scholarship to Morehead State University. And that's going to be strike 3, and so that will be it for Elliott County here in the top of the third as Callahan ends up with 2 strikeouts in that third inning. So it was no runs off of no hits, no errors, nobody left on base for Elliott County. And so that's going to be bringing up Wilson, Hedge, and then back up at the top of the order again, Jones for Wes Carter. We'll be back here momentarily. You were watching Manta Sports Media live here on Facebook.
Since 1979, James Hardware has proudly served the community of Olive Hill to supply all of your home improvement needs. From paint to tools to hardware to lumber and plumbing supplies, James Hardware has you covered. Be sure to check out their wide selection of case knives, and they are also your authorized steel dealer. James Do It Best Hardware, 137 Scott Street, Olive Hill, Kentucky. Phone number 606-286-2692 or online at james.doitbest.com.
And sorry once again for the technical delays. We're trying to get things rolling on here. As that is going to be a foul ball. Of course, we had a Wilson ended up striking out. And then Hedge ended up fouling out as well, flying out to the first baseman. Hit that one foul. So Comets have 2 away here in the bottom of the third inning, and so Jones is up now for Wes Carter. And that's going to be timeout now at home plate. So it's 0-2 here to Jones. And that's going to be fouled off again. And so 0-2 to Jones here, keeping alive. And as I said, do apologize for the technical issues. We'll try to get all these ironed out and try to get everything all working out for us here as well. So here's the 0-2 pitch here to Sam Jones, and there's a swing and a miss, strike 3. And so the Comets go down in the third inning. Here's Wells. So that is going to be no runs off of no hits and no errors. Nobody left on base here in the third inning. So our score is still West Carter 9, Elliott County 0 as we head into the top of the fourth inning. So we'll be back here momentarily here on Mantis Sports Media.
Have you been involved in an accident Or are you stuck in a situation that requires legal intervention? Then it is time to lawyer up with the Hamilton Law Group. Brandon T. Hamilton will fight for you to get what you are entitled to. The Hamilton Law Group, with offices in Moorhead and Olive Hill, Kentucky, are ready to serve you. Call us at 606-764-0125 or be sure to check out our Facebook page.
To look your best on game day or on any other day, head to Stylish Stitches at 115 Mill Street in Olive Hill for all your high school, collegiate, and custom apparel needs. They are also the place for custom gifts and embroidery. And when you need to refuel, head to Henry's at 530 Tom T. Hall Boulevard. Whether it's Taco Tuesday, Fish Fry Friday, or juicy steaks and burgers any other day of the week, Henry's is there for the area's best food, drinks, and entertainment. Be sure to check us out on Facebook for specials or to order online. Stylish Stitches and Henry's are proud supporters of local high school sports.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 110,000 participants here in Kentucky who take part in high school sports.
And we're back here at West Carter, top of the fourth inning. West Carter still leading 9-0 here at the fourth inning, and that's going to be bringing up Massey, Buckner, and Stevens for the Lions. And so Callahan now doing a pretty good job, having only a one-hit game so far. Here's the first delivery here, and that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike one. Of course, Massey singled out to center last at bat in the first inning. So he's got the only run here so far, or the only hit so far for Elliott County. So that's going to be a called strike two, and so 0-2 here to Massey in the top of the fourth inning. And there's swing and strike three. So that'd be the first out, and Callahan records up another strikeout here this afternoon. And so that's going to be bringing up the shortstop, number 14, Buckner. He struck out swinging in the first inning. Here's the first pitch to him, and that's going to be a swing, strike one. Oh, one pitch. And that's going to be grounded up toward first base. That is going to be easily handled there by Lambert. And so that is going to be two away for Wes Carter as Buckner grounds out to Lambert, takes care of business himself. And so Elliott County bringing up Stevens now, the left fielder. Two away here in the top of the fourth. Stevens 0 for 1 today, struck out swinging in the first inning. And there's going to be a swing and a miss, strike one. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and that's going to be a foul tip. So Stevens falling a little bit behind a little bit early in this count. Callahan's thrown 38 pitches so far here today, 30 of them strikes, 8 of them balls. So he has been very efficient here today in his pitch selection and just overall in pitching here today. And that is going to be another strikeout here to close out the end of the top of the fourth inning. So 3 up, 3 down, 2 strikeouts once again for Callahan. And so he's holding off onto this one runner here today. Let's see if we can take a look and try to find out with Callahan right now. See if we can try to find out how many strikeouts he's got so far here today. Looks like he has 8 strikeouts so far here on the day for Callahan. So good job for him out there today. He is a very tough pitcher to face. But we'll take a brief break, and we'll be back here momentarily here on the Mantis Sports Media Network. You're watching 60-Second District Baseball live here on Facebook.
The next time you are in Mount Sterling, take the short drive out to Cecilia's Country Market at 4100 Maysville Road for some good home cooking, one of the area's best breakfast, and daily lunch specials, all at affordable prices. Competitive gas and diesel prices, with the little items we all need every day, all in one place. Open from 8 a.m. until 7 p.m. That's
And do apologize once again. We are having some technical issues all over the place, but Callahan has ended up striking out McDaniel and Dickerson, and has just now struck out Lyons. So 3 strikeouts here for Wes Carter in the 5th inning. And that is going to finish things off here at Wes Carter. So as we get into here, great play by Callahan as he ends up throwing only a 1-hitter here today against Elliott County. And so he's definitely showing why he is college material and picked up the scholarship to Morehead State. And so definitely a good inning for him. So continues on his ERA of 0 at the moment. So holding on, definitely one of Wes Carter's ace pitchers here today. And so that will finish out Elliott County here. And Wes Carter's game. So Wes Carter ends up getting the mercy rule here in the 5th inning. So that will be 10 for Wes Carter, nothing for Elliott County. We'll take a brief commercial break, and we'll be back with some final stats here. You are watching 60-Second District Baseball action on Mantis Sports Media.
The drive-in has the food to get your day started the right way. From delicious donuts and hot coffee to mouth-watering burgers and a cold marshmallow Coke, made from natural and locally sourced ingredients. Be sure to keep an eye out for our food truck coming to a town near you. And don't forget that the sun is always out at Beach Buns Tanning. With locations at Olive Hill, Grayson, Morehead, and Mount Sterling, we have the tanning options and lotions to give you that sun-kissed look all year round. Be sure to check us out on Facebook. Beach Buns Tanning and the Drive-In are proud supporters of local high school sports.
The Criswell Law Office is located at 142 East Main Street in Grayson, Kentucky for all of your personal injury, family law, real estate transaction, bankruptcy, and estate management legal needs. Justin Criswell is ready to work for you. The Criswell Law Office is now accepting new clients for automobile accidents. Contact the Criswell Law Office at 606-474-0029 or online at www.criswell.attorney.
Since 1979, James Hardware has proudly served the community of Olive Hill to supply all of your home improvement needs. From paint to tools to hardware to lumber and plumbing supplies, James Hardware has you covered. Be sure to check out their wide selection of case knives, and they are also your authorized steel dealer. James Do It Best Hardware, 137 Scott Street, Olive Hill, Kentucky. Phone number 606-286-2692 or online at james.doitbest.com.
Have you been involved in an accident? Or are you stuck in a situation that requires legal intervention? Then it is time to lawyer up with the Hamilton Law Group. Brandon T. Hamilton will fight for you to get what you are entitled to. The Hamilton Law Group, with offices in Morehead and Olive Hill, Kentucky, are ready to serve you. Call us at 606-764-0125 or be sure to check out our Facebook page.
To look your best on game day or on any other day, head to Stylish Stitches at 115 Mill Street in Olive Hill for all your high school, collegiate, and custom apparel needs. They are also the place for custom gifts and embroidery. And when you need to refuel, head to Henry's at 530 Tom T. Hall Boulevard. Whether it's Taco Tuesday, Fish Fry Friday, or juicy steaks and burgers any other day of the week, Henry's